Live with the news where you live. 8 News at 6 starts now.
Are there any choices you wish you would have made differently?
I probably would have just stayed in the car and just met with my family after, seeing how everything ended up.
Tonight, the shooter convicted of Huguenot's deadly graduation shooting in 2023, speaking exclusively with 8 News from behind bars. Amari Pollard's account comes shortly after Richmond police closed its criminal investigation and his attorneys ended his initial appeal effort. You're watching 8 News at 6. I'm Eric Phillips.
I'm Deanna Albritton. 8 News investigator Roland Wilson joins us in studio after taking action to speak with Pollard, the victim's loved ones, and dig through the court records. Roland, what have you learned?
Well, Eric, Deanna, we all know there are often many sides to every story. In this case, there are 2 we'll never hear because they're no longer alive. But in my conversation with Amari Pollard, we discussed everything from what he remembers before he fired shots to his latest effort to take back his guilty plea.
Thank you for using GTL.
Hello?
For the first time in an 8 News exclusive interview,
This is Amari. How you doing, Roland?
Amari Pollard speaking with me over the phone from Nottoway Correctional Center. Why did you agree to speak with me?
I felt like everybody else was telling my story, and I mean, if people who kept up with the trial, they can see what I said in the trial, but it's different hearing it come from my voice.
The 21-year-old currently serving a 25-year sentence for the murder of Shawn Jackson on June 6, 2023, after Jackson walked across the graduation stage. Jackson's stepfather, Lorenzo Smith, was also killed. 5 others were shot and several people were also injured in other ways. Before the tragedy unfolded, Pollard says he'd been close with Jackson from a young age. Then in 2021, a friend they both knew was killed. While there's no indication from officials that either man was involved, Pollard says the 2 grew apart afterward. Despite this, he says he never intended to harm Jackson or anyone else on June 6th.
I panicked. I'm sorry.
Why were you there?
I was there to see my cousin graduate.
After the ceremony ended,
I went to the car with the intentions of just waiting, but I also retrieved my gun once I got in the car, just for safety precautions.
instead of waiting, police say Pollard walked back with a 9mm handgun to where graduates and families were exiting. Pollard says he was verbally threatened before he saw one of Jackson's friends reach in a backpack.
Then I ran, somebody grabbed me, was saying Shawn grabbed me, and he basically said shoot him, so then that's when everything happened.
Now, on the other hand, the Commonwealth's evidence included this surveillance video saying it shows no one grabbed Pollard. Prosecutors also referenced Pollard's initial interview with police where he recalls Jackson threatening to crush him, not shoot him. And they revealed Jackson's autopsy showed Pollard continued to shoot as Jackson fell to the ground. Pollard claims he was afraid.
I felt like I was boxed in, basically, and there was nothing else I could do.
His attorneys also argued self-defense, but the court ruled evidence didn't support that claim. Pollard ultimately pleaded guilty to first-degree murder and use of a firearm in the commission of a felony, a decision he tried to take back in April of 2024. That motion was denied. And a year later, his legal team also determined his appeal had no chance and withdrew from the case.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Looking back on that day, June 6, 2023, are there any choices you wish you would have made differently?
I probably would have just stayed in the car and just met with my family after, instead of just going back out there, knowing that potentially something could happen. Seeing how everything ended up, how 2 deaths happened and 5 other people got shot, even though I was only responsible for one of them, it affected everybody else that was out there.
And one of those impacted is Tamika Jackson Smith, the mother of Shawn Jackson and widow of Lorenzo Smith. While we will never have the opportunity to share their side of the story, we did speak with Tamika. She pushed back on Pollard's claim of self-defense. She also shared more about who Jackson and Smith both were, what she remembers that day, and reaction from the recent dismissal of Pollard's appeal. Take a listen.
Y'all was gonna try to make Shawn seem like the aggressor that day, walk away and just want to enjoy his day. And you took that from him. He worked hard to get that diploma. That's what people don't realize. And I heard how they try to say my husband was a thug and stuff. My husband was a veteran. My husband fought for this country. My husband got sick for this country.
Now, one of the unanswered questions she says her family is living with right now is who killed her husband, Lorenzo Smith. Earlier this month, Richmond police said they never found the gun matching the bullets that killed him, but they know it wasn't Amari Pollard's. Now, we've been covering this very story since the beginning, so be sure to scan this QR code you see right here in the center of your screen for our full coverage. Eric?
Roland, there are so many facets to this story, and it is so good to get this other piece of the story coming directly from the voice of Amari Pollard.
Yeah, this has always been a bit of a puzzle, right? And we've struggled to put all of the pieces together. We know that even police have closed the criminal investigation without being able to put all the pieces. But for Tamika Jackson Smith, obviously, there's one piece that she will always know, and that's that her husband and her son are gone, and you can hear that heartbreak in her voice.
And nothing can bring them back.
Yeah.